What's up, everybody? This is Real Talk Football, and I am your host, Rock Too Easy, and I'm here with my guy, KG, aka Coach G. What up, dog?
What's going on, baby? It's been a minute. We ain't been on since the draft, man. We got a lot to talk about tonight.
That's right. We got a lot to cover here today, so make sure you guys tune in. This is episode 4, right? 4 for us?
Episode 5. Baby. We're on episode 5.
I'm sorry, 5. My math ain't mathing right now. Yeah. That's right. Let's tune into this. Let's get it going. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So once again, like we said, we haven't been on since the draft. It's been a lot going on. Thank you for everyone who's tuned in on the live showing. Make sure you guys follow, subscribe, and like everything that we're sending out here on all the platforms that we got. That's right. So first, before we start off, how you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. I felt like this week was long. I'm glad it's over. Students acting crazy right now, but it's all good. We're going to get through it. We got a month and a half left. Graduation is coming up. It's graduation season for the colleges, then graduation for the high schoolers. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to get this show on the road. How about you, man? How you been doing?
Oh, man, you know I'm always keeping busy. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I woke up, I had a crook in my neck. I slept wrong. I'm not a pillow sleeper. I do no pillows, bro. I woke up with it. I was hurting for like a week and a half, man. But I'm back, baby. I'm back. But that's good to see you doing good, though, bro.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready to get this show started?
You already know what it is. We gotta give the people what they want.
All right, that's right. So once again, like we said, we haven't been on since the draft. So now we're going to recap this draft and talk about a couple moves and things that has changed in the NFL. And first thing I want to start out with is 5 sneaky picks for the draft. Now, it was a lot of going on in the draft between Thursday through Saturday. A lot of questionable things, a lot of impact things. It was just a lot of things going on. It's just hard to really judge on what really took place, but that's the NFL draft, and you want to win it any other type of way. So I'm gonna start this off with my 5 sneaky picks.
Got you. We see.
First one, I'm gonna say 3rd round pick from the Ravens. Adisa Isaac. Adisa Isaac. I don't know how to say his name right, but yeah. What'd you say?
No, go ahead. You straight.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Penn State guy. Last year he had 37 tackles, 23 solos, 16 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks, 4 quarterback hurries, and a forced fumble and a fumble recovery.
Is this your number 5 guy or number 1 guy?
Oh, you know what? It wasn't no set order. Just 5. Just my random 5.
I got you.
Things, moves that I've seen that was made. That Ravens defense is already nasty. You're getting a guy who's he's not as big on that line, but he's very elusive, stopping the run. He's able to get off blocks and he's able to get to that quarterback. He adds a lot of speed and pressure on that quarterback to a crazy defense. You will, I think, be hearing about that name for that Penn State guy.
I got you. Awesome. All right. All right. I don't know much about him. I have no comment on that, but I feel as though the Ravens, I did see a couple picks from the Ravens. The Ravens did stack up on defense because they did lose some guys, and they want to get after the quarterback and have their corners, press. They want to play man. So I think, as you said, it's going to be a solid pickup for them to pass rush and go along with I forget his name. He played for Michigan 2 years ago, who they got off the injury. He got injured. He's coming off an injury, and he's just ramping up. He came on pretty late last year for them as a pass rusher too. So they may bowl well together.
Yeah, man, it's nasty work. It's gonna be crazy. My second pick, 3rd round pick for the Bengals, wide receiver Jermaine Burton from Bama. 22-year-old guy, 39 catches, 798 yards, and 6 touchdowns as a senior. I think this is a sneaky pick, knowing that you don't know what's going on with T. Higgs. You keep Chase there. If you can't make the trade for JJ, then you're getting a good guy, a vet college player coming into the pros, SEC guy, and I think that he'll be able to make some plays, not being that number 1 receiver. So I really like this pickup for the Bengals.
For sure, taking the place of Tyler Boyd. I do believe that T. Higgins will end up signing that 1-year deal for the franchise tag. Get on the field, try one more time to make the playoffs with them, and try to make another run at it. Because I do believe since he's got another run in them with them two receivers, Higgins and Chase, and then you add Burton in the mix to slot right in there like a Tyler Boyd in the slot, take care of the seams, getting them holes in the zone coverage. I think he's going to be a problem. I agree with you on that one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. My fourth pick is the Dolphins' fourth round pick, running back Jalen Wright. 1,000-yard season, 4 touchdowns. He went to Tennessee last year. He spent Tennessee didn't have the year that they had the year before when they were sitting there competing, but that was a high-powered offense. I feel like he's your backup to Mostert. He's an old running back who didn't have a lot of wear and tear on his legs because he's 30 years old. So now you're getting a young running back backup kid with that offense that's already scary, and they run the ball really well. I think that he's definitely going to get some carries and get off on that rest as a backup for sure.
Okay. All right. I hear you. Listen, bro. You got some good ones. I mean, I think I may have when you hear my sneaky ones, I'm thinking I took the easy way out, but I'm what I'm hearing. I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. This is what my one. That was my third. Here's my fourth. My fourth pick here. We actually talked about this leading up to the draft. That the Seahawks needed another tight end. So in that fourth round, they got AJ Barner, tight end, Michigan. 64 catches, 610 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think he can definitely help that offense, being as though that you got so much focused on those 3 wide receivers that they got. He'll be able to be a good check down, and he's a good blocking tight end, Michigan tight end, and I think he'll be able to definitely be able to, because they already got Font still there, but I think he'll be able to get his time in, and then hopefully be able to start. He was a finalist as one of the best tight ends in the league, in the country.
In college. Yeah,
sure. So yeah, I think that he'll be getting settled in pretty well over there in Seattle.
I think you're right. He stepped in nicely for and it was a safety net for JJ. Especially last year when JJ made a big time throw, he threw it to his tight end. Just being a safety net for Geno too this year, probably too, of knowing if they put the double tight end, you in 12 personnel, you got Font running people off, and then you have him running underneath. So great pick for them. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, and now my last pick, I got Cooper Beebe. I think that's how you need to say his name, Beebe. Offensive guard for the Cowboys that we had picked up in the third round, who I think we're going to be trying to push for him to go at center. I didn't watch a whole lot of, Deuce Vaughn went there and played Iowa. So
Kansas State.
I'm sorry, I said Iowa State. Kansas State. Deuce Vaughn played with him. I'm sitting over here. I didn't watch a lot of their games last year, but when I was looking up his tape, dude, I hate to say it, but if you put him at center, he looks like a Jason Kelsey. I'm sorry. Yeah. Dude is getting off blocks and laying down people, laying them down. I like that pickup for the third round pick that we got. We needed a center. We go get him, and he apparently he's taken reps and has played at all across that line. So get him in that center, get that run game going, and yeah, boy. Yes, sir.
So listen, you took one of my picks, and he was one of them. I got a little bit more to add. When we get there. All right?
Okay.
Okay. So I actually put mine in order, and they're all second day guys. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My number 5, we talked about this guy too. I wanted the Cowboys to draft him, even though with all the injuries, I think he balled out last year, and then he runs a 4.3 at the combine. Peyton Wilson from NC State, the inside linebacker, drafted by the Steelers. I think the Steelers got a good one there. They've been struggling there. They had Devin Bush. They lost Ryan Shazier to the to the neck injury, getting paralyzed, and then you trade away Devin Bush after a couple years, and now I think they got a guy there at inside linebacker to shore up that defense and be along with TJ Watt and Hayward on that defensive line. And then you got Minka Fitzpatrick in the back. You know what I mean? He had 138 tackles last year, 17 and a half tackles for loss. He had 3 interceptions, a couple of PBUs last year, and 6 sacks. This kid was all over the football field last year. And I think he went to the Steelers. You know, they're known for the defense. He's going to be flying around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We definitely talked about him. You wanted him so bad for us on the team, and I was like, I think we're scarred with getting linebackers that have injury problems. Outside of his injury problem, dude is a playmaker. He's sound the way that he's the game. He's going to come in and make impact, and I can see him playing that Mike.
Yeah, for sure.
Playing that Mike then.
I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make the early comparison, but you know who he might turn into if he stays healthy?
Don't say Luke Kuechly.
You read my mind. We always on the same page.
Luke was different, bro.
He was an animal, man. But this kid,
I think he's more athletic than Luke, though.
Yes, he's faster too. So
yeah, I think he's more athletic.
If he has it here like Luke did, if he has it in his mind and study and he's smart, man, he ain't too far off. You know what I mean?
Right.
My next guy was drafted 102 overall by the Broncos, went to Oregon. Troy Franklin from the Pac-12 at Oregon, balled out last year with Bo Nix as his quarterback. 81 receptions, over 1,300 yards and 14 touchdowns. Ran a 4.4, but I don't think that 40 time is his game speed time because that kid can fly. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times guys are fat. They don't run fast 40s, but in-game speed is different than running in that 40. So I think it was a steal for them. I mean, even though they did draft Bo Nix, I mean, they got a lot of growing up to do on that team. It's like a rebuild. But I think in a couple of years, you're gonna be talking about Bo Nix to Troy Flake on his teammate. You know what I mean? Got his teammate. So I think they already got that connection. He's gonna ball for the next couple of years for them.
Right. Yeah, to add into that with the Bo Nix, with them picking up his receiver, once again, like I said before, I like that on the aspect of you're under Sean Payton. Bo Nix played in the offense where it was read and react, and so now he got his guy, he got chemistry with. They're gonna keep building from there. I think that offense is gonna be. The defense was solid too. They lost guys, but I think he's starting to build his own culture on that Broncos team. So yeah, I like that pickup for them for sure.
Yeah. All right. My number 3 is what you picked as your last guy. You said is Cooper Beebe for the Cowboys. I wasn't. You know what I mean? You know me with the offensive lineman, and I just think we sometimes we need impact players, and I think this is an impact player after doing more research on him, watching some film of him. He's a versatile guy, like you said earlier. He played off 5 positions, but I think the Cowboys are gonna use him guard and center. He's a little too small to be a tackle, right or left tackle. He's only 6'3", but he was in the 93 percentile as a guard for 40 time. So that's pretty high. So I think, pulling him at guard, pulling him at center, he can be able to get out there around the edge and lead block for our running backs, our running back by committee we're going to have. He only gave up 5 sacks and over 1,400 pass blocking plays. That's insane. That's crazy. That's a crazy stat. And like you said, I do believe also we drafted him to play center, but for now, the Cowboys do have a center there right now in place, but I think BB will beat him out. So I think it'll be left tackle. I think Guyton will be there at left tackle with Tyler Smith, then BB, Zach Martin, and then
Mr. Clap your hands.
He can't block for nothing, bro. I don't know why he got resigned. He got an extension. Get Steele out of here, man. I don't understand. Yeah. But even if you want, I don't know how you feel about it. We put Guyton over there at right, Tyler at left, and slide BB in the left to left guard while Zach plays right guard. Now, if something happens, then we move stuff around. I don't know, but it is what it is. Which I know we already talked about on BB. I'm gonna move to my second guy that I like. My number 2, Donnie Mitchell out of Texas. He fell to the Colts early, little mid-second round at 52. This gives the Colts and Richardson another, I think, a legit number 2 guy next to Michael Pittman. You know what I mean? You got the outside. I think Adani can move all. Yeah, I think Adani can move all over the place, whether he plays slot or outside. He's a great route runner. He can take the top off the defense. And when he gets stronger, like Michael Pittman did, because Michael Pittman came in a little bit skinny too, and now he's a little bit bulked up. You get Adani to be that guy and get in the weight room in the next couple of years, the Colts could be somebody to mess with in that division and in the AFC.
Yep. Another offensive head coach minded team where he knows how to scheme up guys. I think that he definitely will excel in that offense too. That the offensive line is getting back intact. You still got JT back there running that ball. Offense is intact. They made a lot of defensive moves. I'm liking what the Colts is doing right here. They're building some, and they're young. They're young too. I like that. Yeah, for sure.
And my number 1, a lot of people may not know who he is Jerzon Newton from Illinois, the D tackle. The Washington Commanders drafted him. This kid is good. I watched a couple games of the I watch college football all year round. I'm in the SEC, ACC. When there's certain big games on, or there's players I want to see, and if they're playing another team, other players flash. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, that kid's good. So I've been watching him when he was flashing the one game against Penn State. He flashed last year. I went to a game last year at Penn State. Kid was all over the field. This year, all over the field. He had 2 back-to-back All-American seasons. He had a career high 7.5 sacks. Any grown man's kid coming out of college who's running under 5 in the 40. He ran a 4.95 in the 40, and you 300 pounds. God damn. He's got fast hands. He gets off the ball, and he's got a motor. He will run to the edge and cut you off. I think this kid popped in film. I think he's really good. I think the Commanders got a steal here, even though it was early in the second round. They got a good one here, and I think he's going to ball for Dan Quinn's defense.
And of course we'll be seeing him twice a year, so we'll be looking forward to seeing what this kid can do. I wonder how big he is, because Dan Quinn normally goes for these undersized guys on that line.
Yeah, he's 300. So he's 300 pounds. He's around 6'1".
That's right. You did say he was 300. That's right.
300.
Yeah, so that's normally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's normally probably about right. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll see how it works out for him.
I want to get into them questionable picks, bro. I want to get them questionables. What you got?
All right. Oh, you want me to lead it off? I got you, bro.
I was going to get it for. If you want me to go, I got it too.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Right, keep it rolling.
All right, Pete. My number 5 questionable pick of the draft. It's not the talent. Here. I'm going to say Brock Bowers for the Raiders at 13 in the first round. Everybody in the world knew that the Raiders needed a quarterback, and they did nothing, absolutely nothing to move up in that draft, whether it was in front of the Broncos or to come up to get the Jets, or to come up to get the Jets, because we knew the Jets wasn't drafting the quarterback, or even the Giants. I mean, they've been too rich for their blood at 6, you know what I mean? Or come up to the Vikings. Who knows? Everybody knows those 3 teams, the Raiders, the Vikings, and the Broncos needed a quarterback. And you draft a tight end. So that only tells your number 1 receiver in Devontae Adams that Gardner Minshew is our man, unless Aiden O'Connell beats him out. Come on, man.
Right.
You wasting still prime years of Devontae Adams's career with Brock Bowers, and you don't got no quarterback to throw to them. I did see the floating around of maybe they want to trade for Dak. I don't know, who knows, blah 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 blah. But obviously that's not gonna happen. So you got Gardner Minshew right now as your quarterback.
Right.
So I was confused by that. After thinking about it a little, that was on there for me of why they picked anything but a quarterback at that time.
Right. Panic move.
Right. Definitely panic.
Definitely a panic move. I totally agree with what you're saying. It's almost like that well, this is a defensive minded head coach that they have over here. So he's probably like, all right, we're going to rely on our defense and he's going to manage the game. We got ourselves a game managing quarterback. We got a number one receiver. Now let's get us a tight end. Just make the game close and hopefully we'll take it home. And that's probably their mentality right there.
Right. All right, my next guy is the receiver out of Georgia who drafted by the Chargers early in the second round, Ladd McConkey. Once again, the talent is there, but you could have moved up into the first round, gave that second pick away and got one of those big name receivers that you really needed. You need a number one receiver right now. You got Johnston coming back from TCU last year that you drafted last year. He dropped a lot of balls last year. We all know we let Mike Williams go to the Jets. You traded away what's his name?
Keenan
Allen to the Bears. You don't have number one receiver. You got Johnston, you got Palmer, and now you got Ladd McConkey. These guys are number 2 and number 3 receivers. And then we all know that he drafted John Harbaugh, drafted an offensive lineman at number 5. So you trying to run the ball with Dobbins and Gus Edwards.
Yep.
You have one of the best talented quarterbacks, young quarterbacks in the league, in Justin Herbert. Who is he throwing through? This ain't Michigan. This ain't the Niners and that big offensive lineman and Frank Gore and whoever else you had back there and Colin Kaepernick. You got to throw the ball, man. I don't know what Harbaugh is doing here. I really don't.
Right. Yeah, but there's another topic that we've talked about before over the past few episodes, where this guy, he comes in setting his ways of his system and his mindset of how he wants things ran. Right. So he's probably like, let's take the pressure off this young quarterback. Let's develop him and get ourselves some kind of serviceable receivers that we can do and run this ball, rely on our defense and keep it close. That's just how his mindset is. He don't even got just like you said, that he don't even got like a surefire tight end either, like Vernon Davis that he had. So it was just like, yeah. So we'll see how it works out. I don't know. They're buying in on what he wants. He wants what he wants. All these head coaches got their own way.
Right. All right. I'm going to make these next 3 quick, especially this next one. Marshawn Nealon, drafted by the Cowboys from Western Kentucky. Jerry Jones thinks he's the smartest guy in the freaking room, like he got an underrated pick. Man, get out of here. You should have moved up for Edgerrin Cooper, that Texas A&M, for that inside linebacker, or you could have picked Peyton Wilson there at second pick. I know probably a 3rd round pick overall for me and you, because we talked about that during the draft and before the draft. But I also think that Trey Benson from Florida State, we needed a running back, should have been the pick in the 2nd round, if anything, because the running back from Texas got picked earlier. This Marshawn Nealon guy is a project. He is not an instant starter. When you pick a guy in the 2nd round, he's supposed to be an instant starter. This guy is not. So that's my questionable pick of one of my 3rd questionable pick of the draft.
Yeah, you definitely was thinking about this pick. And I totally agree. You're definitely entitled to it. I just think that they went into it with us having this new defensive coordinator, and it's probably like, let me go get one of my guys due to the fact of us losing D-line depth. He's not going to start, obviously. He'll just be a rotational piece. So he just better make these damn snaps count. God damn it. That's all I know.
Right. All right. I'm going to get into the NFC East rival, Cooper DeJean. We gonna keep it real right now. Yes, he was up on everybody's big board, and everybody's like, yay, how we did this, how we did that. He had a great draft. Cooper DeJean is not going to be a corner in the NFL. he is going to be a safety, and I think everybody knows that. He played in zone coverage all day long in that scheme for Iowa. When he plays man-to-man, which we know Vic Fangio likes to do, and if he's out there, it is barbecue chicken. Barbecue chicken out there for all them DBs. Because you got Slay, he getting old, he going to get barbecued. You got Bradbury out there.
Burtberry.
That's already barbecue chicken. And if you got him out there in the slot, if Ringo ain't out there, you got all these. Eagles are very young in the secondary besides Slay, right? You got everybody else coming back, Slay and Bradbury, I should say. And then you got all these young guys, first and second year guys who haven't seen the field much. And you got a new offensive coordinator. It's going to be a lot of changeover, a lot of rotation to see who can play and who can't. I think they're going to need to figure that out during mini camp and preseason games.
Right. Yeah. I hate to say that. Well, not even hate to say because I just I hate for us to sound like haters. Yeah, we're just being honest. When we do. We judge, right? But we judge our players and our team just as bad, maybe 10 times worse. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. They went out and did a bunch of things for that secondary, I guess, because they were just so feared by how bad the secondary was getting cooked. But it was just all around bad defense, honestly. Right. They weren't stopping anything. They weren't stopping the pass. They weren't stopping the run either. Right. So with that being said, yeah, I totally agree with you, brother.
Gotcha. All right, here we go. Last one. And my number one questionable pick, even though I was very happy with this pick that he got picked early. I did some thinking, and I think this is the number one questionable pick in Michael Penix Jr. to the Falcons. You know what? I think the Falcons cheated us. Because looking at Michael Penix and what he has done the last 2 years to rejuvenate his career at Washington the last 2 years, balling out the way he did, and being 24 years old. Mm-hmm. Now, you gave Kirk Cousins that money, right, for 4 years. So you mean to tell me you're going to let Kirk Cousins ball out for 4 years, and now when he gets to start, Michael Penix is 28 years old?
Right.
So I think he should be on a franchise where he should have been I shouldn't think he should have been drafted by a franchise where he could have started immediately. That's why I think we got cheated, and that's why I'm calling it a questionable pick. Because I think Michael Penix should be starting right now. He shouldn't be sitting the bench. I think he's probably one of the most NFL-ready quarterbacks that came out of that draft, out of all 6 that were drafted in the first round. So that's my number one.
Yeah, 100% agree with you on that. Even when they made that draft pick, they put the camera on. You had Arthur, but he was over there. They had the GM explain it. Yeah, we did this and did that. His old ass looking like, but why did you do that? You see what I just paid this man? What are you doing? You're supposed to bring him help. Right. So we don't know what these dudes be doing. They're too rich to explain anything.
They should have went defense, but
yeah, we said that's defense for sure. Yeah. Well,
what you got for me? 5 pick. What's your 5 questionable?
All right. First one I'm going to start with is from the Carolina Panthers pick, second pick. Honestly, I can merge them together, second and third round picks, because they went and got Jonathan Brooks, the running back. And then they also got what was the wide receiver's name? I can't think of it offhand. They went and got a wide receiver right after that. You didn't do nothing to nothing against Jonathan Brooks, even though he is coming off an ACL injury. That was his first ever one. It was a straight ACL injury. My problem is you didn't do nothing to shore up that offensive line. The offensive line is poop. And this dude was running for his goddamn life all last year. You didn't draft no offensive lineman. So you're thinking that these skill guys are just going to be able to just roam free as they be. No, what are y'all doing? Go get an offensive line to help this little ass quarterback that you got back there, bro. It makes zero sense to me at all. Zero. Yeah. So that's where I'm at with the Panthers.
Listen, I'm 100% with you that Bryce is going to be running for his life again. He won't be protected at all.
Nope. Bad news. All right. My next questionable pick is JJ McCarthy to the Vikings.
Bro, talk to
What are
him.
you doing?
Talk
What are
to
you
him.
doing?
Talk to him.
You got a below average college game manager who should be playing right now in the UFL. Playing, we don't even know if this man's going to start quarterback, bro. Like, what are you doing? You want to resign your franchise wide receiver, your guy, and you go and bring him this? He's like, man, you got to pay me $3 more extra $1 million just for the disrespect of you bringing this dude around me, man. Right. What is wrong with y'all? It's a mess, bro.
Right, definitely. We talked about this when we had our follower interactions. You know what I mean? Talking about like what type of quarterback is he going to be? Is he ready? Is he a number one? How can he be considered a number one quarterback considering the system he was in? And today, LaShawn McCoy even said, what has he done to prove himself that he's a starting quarterback in this league? Because we all know Harbaugh's system. He likes to run the ball and play defense. He has not done anything to show that he's a bona fide starting quarterback in this league to lead a team to victory. It's a passing league. The Vikings ain't gonna be running the ball 30 times a game, 35 times a game, and handing it off to Aaron Jones like that. They got a number one receiver, top 5 receiver. So you already know I'm with you on this. JJ is not the guy.
Bad news. And I'm going to follow that up with the Patriots picking up Drake May. What are you doing? What are you doing? Please tell me what you're doing. We talked about this and we said these dudes should have traded out that number 3 pick to get more draft picks because your franchise quarterback was not going to be there. You got the poop version of Zach Wilson. That's exactly what you got. This dude, he had an okay year the year before. Well, I'm not even okay. He had a good year the year before last. Going into last year, he started out strong and then he started stinking it up. I have no idea why you dudes picked this quarterback up. I get it. You got a new head coach and Eric Mayo. Like you got a new head coach and you want to start new. That's fine, but still, just keep building in the draft. There's no need for you to make this panic move that you did, bro. This was just such a fail. You're gonna lose your job just from this. Right. This move right here, and it's not even your pick.
This is the first reach of the draft at number 3. So I'm with you. We already talked about Drake May. We don't need to go no further. Go ahead, bro.
Exactly. All right. So my 4th one is now I'm gonna go to the rivals. Eagles 3rd round pick Jalix Hunt from Houston Christian. Mm-hmm. I don't know who, what, where, when, and how you was thinking about getting this dude right here in the 3rd round. And honestly, you got this edge guy who's I guess who's a try it out type of guy who you'll see if he's going to work playing at the edge or not, because he didn't fully play edge when he played at that Houston Christian. You needed a linebacker in the 3rd round. You go and get Trotter. You got Trotter just because that was his son. Like that's the only reason why you got him. You got him in the 5th damn round. You needed yourself a linebacker. You do not have a run stopping linebacker. I don't know what y'all was thinking.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the guy. I was actually looking at him a couple days ago, and I'm like, who is this guy? Who is that? And I didn't even bother because I'm like, you went to Houston Christian? Where is that? You know what I mean? I've never heard of that school. I can't speak on it because I don't know who he is. So I'm going to trust you on that
one. Your guess is as good as everybody else's. You see what I did with Mark's 10-year video. Who the hell?
Yeah. Michael Smith.
We need a defense.
We need a defense.
Right? Marcus Smith. Get the hell out of here. And our last and final pick is now I'm going to torture the Cowboys. 3rd round pick linebacker Maurice Lufau, the linebacker for Notre Dame. Bro, we could have got this dude in the 5th round. He's not going to start. He's not going to start over Sean. I don't know what this was the round we got. We go get our young running back, but instead we got our vet running back who wants to wear his young running back number in Zeke Elliott.
So that's that next.
Exactly. So that's exactly what we just did right there. I have no idea why we did this move once again. It's a new D coordinator wanting to go out there and get his guys and his certain personnel. If he stops the run, I'll shut up. I ain't gonna lie to you, because that's what we need. We need run stoppers. Right. So until we see that, we still needed to get a young running back out there. We got Zeke and Rico Dowdle.
Well, you know, I don't like no skilled players from Notre Dame. I don't like no players from Notre Dame unless they coming off the offensive line. So I'm cool off this ball. As soon as I saw Notre
Right.
Dame, I'm like, I'm cool. Next.
Exactly where we at.
All
Mm-hmm.
right, we're gonna get on to the next topic. We're gonna talk about the Cowboys. We're gonna make this quick because I don't think it's that much that we need to talk about. Do you think the Cowboys re-signing Zeke was a mistake?
Mm. I'm being biased because that's my guy. You know, I'm a Zeke guy to the core for since college, bro. Uh, it, I can't say it's a mistake. I'd say it was we made a mistake of paying you that money when we did. So we had to let you go, and we could have talked about a lower cap hit with a restructured deal and just made you a backup because that's where you were morphing into. But they did that knowing that they wasn't gonna draft no goddamn running back. How about that? It's a joke, bro.
I'm with you. Like we both Zeke guys, but I do think 100% that it was a mistake. As much as I love Zeke, I still think he's going to do what he need to do for us. But I think Rico is going to be the starter for us. But I think could have, like I said, drafted Trey Benson from Florida State. He could have been what Zeke was when we drafted him the first couple years, balling, hit him with the screen game, hit him with the swings. You know what I mean? Getting him on one-on-one with a linebacker. Trey is a difference maker with them pads on. He has that game speed. You know, I think we should have drafted somebody to be the starter. If Trey came in and be the starter or worked his way up to be the starter, Rico could have started. And then now they the 1-2 punch every now and then, maybe throw Deuce Vaughn in there. I don't know. So I don't think we could sign Zeke. I think this was if we was playing the word game, this was a comfort thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is
Exactly.
I think he gonna be more of the third down blocking back and all that. He'll get a couple carries. He ain't gonna be getting more than 10 touches a game, I'll tell you that.
Nah, definitely not. I don't expect that, but what I do expect, what I think that we will see that is the change of scheme wise against him compared to what he was there because he was going against a lot of loaded box and being as though we've morphed into this passing offense. I don't think we see that safety down in the box. They'll sit in that cover two to try to stop Dak. So then that's one less guy in the box. He'll try to get off with the. Now we got. I feel like we revamped this offensive line. If we get these things, this run blocking intact, then you should be able to be all right, pretty solid. So we'll see how that works out.
McCarthy needs to think of some more run plays because it ain't.
That's right.
His run game calling is not very good.
Wax sauce.
My man, you already know what's next, man. You know I gotta bring a game for the fans, for the followers. You know what I mean, for our people, and you know I'm always trying to stump you every now and then. You know what I mean. So we gonna play a game what's called over under. You know the betting people out there. You know what I mean, but. Even though some of these you can bet on, there's gonna be a couple of these that you can't. All right, so the first one I'm gonna give you is
Hold on. Make sure you let them know again. Once again, I do not know any of these damn questions. So I've got to be quick with it.
You got to think on his feet on this one. So the first one I'm gonna go a little bit out of order, right? I'm gonna say we're gonna go back to the Falcons and their situation. Okay. So over under 1.5 years, we see Michael Penix Jr. Wow,
definitely under. And it.
What'd you say? Under?
I think that, yeah. I'm gonna say, yeah. Son, I'm gonna say under due to the fact of Kurt is the second that he's acting up or does anything bad, he's getting pulled. That's one. And two, the second that a quarterback is needed out there, somebody gonna need some leverage. So you could flip that draft pick. And that's only mainly if it's a contending team. Like if it's a team like Let me think. Let's say Patty Mahomes goes down. Doubt that happens, but let's say Patty Mahomes go down. Kirk first cousin come up in there and start slinging that ball. That system. So yeah, I definitely said it under on that. I see it under for sure. They're gonna put pressure on him.
I'm going under too because they're going to want him to perform in that first year. If he's not performing in the first year, if you don't get them to the playoffs in that lousy division, he might be on. He might be out of there after the first year. He might be sitting on the bench and let Michael get the reins. So we're gonna see. That might be a Drew. That I'm not saying they're gonna win 5-6 championships. That might be a Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady thing if he get hurt. Or I'm not saying I want Kurt to get hurt, but I'm saying if he ain't playing well, Penix might slide in. And once you get in, people are told, hey, once you get in, don't let that person get his job back. You know what I mean? So
exactly. Yep.
All right, next one. Over under the Bears 10 wins. Ooh. Now let me remind you. Now everybody downplayed Justin Fields last year. They won 7 games. Now they think they got the generation.
You don't need to remind me of nothing. I'm saying over.
Okay.
I'm saying over.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm saying. I'm gonna tell you why I'm saying over. That defense kept them in games. That run game kept them in games. It's just the passing scheme was not intact. And Justin Fields is an inconsistent thrower of the ball. Once they got that run game going and they had that play action going, him using his legs, and he missed games too at that. They started to turn it up towards the end of the season. So I think with Caleb in there, if that man just stands in a damn pocket and don't be dancing the hell around, just get the ball out. Yeah. and they'll be good. I say over 10.
I think they got a lot of talent around him. They're gonna run the ball with Swift and that defense. I do think still they need to add somebody else on that defense. Don't be surprised that he's still out there. There's a lot of free agents out there. Justin Simmons is sitting out there from the Broncos who got released. They do need it. They do need a couple DBs out there to shore up that back end. They did resign their nickel corner, but I think he's going to be an outside corner. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little stuck on this one. Because
don't be scared.
I called Caleb a bust, but I think with all that talent around him, I'm gonna go over too.
They did a lot, bro. I can't. Listen, I can't knock it.
I won't be surprised in this first year with all that talent that they do sneak in and maybe win that division by 1 game over the Lions.
Whoa, over the Packers too?
Over the Packers too. Yeah, better. They got better talent over there. They got better talent.
Okay.
Now these two gonna go together because they from our division. It's our boys. It's our boys and the Eagles. All right.
Okay.
It's gonna come up to them in the NFC East.
Right.
So over under for both of them. I want you to answer both.
Okay.
11 wins. Over under.
For both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff you let that one. One fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. Shit. What they book?
So you had to. You shouldn't remember what happened at them, but
yeah. They, you said they're together? I gotta pick one.
Yeah. Over under both, because I got both of them written down. 11 wins over under because Cowboys last 3 seasons they've went 12-5 the last 3 seasons. The Eagles went 15-1, and then they had a freaking.
Hold on. Can I go push?
You want to go push?
Straight 11. Straight 11 on both of them.
Do your thing. Hey, all right.
It's a lot. Because it's a lot of change on both teams, bro. And we don't know. And we're going up against Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns. Oh my God, that division is nasty work. That defense. Oh my God. Oh, listen, get my push 11, please. I'm staying at 11.
You think 11 for both?
Yeah, 11 for both, and then it just come down to divisional.
Okay, this is where I'm going. I'm going under for both. I'm going under for the Cowboys for the simple fact we lost a lot of important starters and some rotational guys, and I don't think we got anything. Obviously, we couldn't get anything for agency because we have no money. And then the draft, we didn't replace anybody as good rotational guys or even instant starters, except for maybe offensive line. We got 2 guys. All right.
Right.
Defensively, I think we got worse rotational wise. Who's going to play? Somebody's got to step up. Is Overshown's coming back? We don't know how he's going to be off that knee. And then you got the Eagles. They got a lot of moving pieces too. They got a lot of young guys on defense that are coming back. They're trying to figure out what Nakobe Dean's going to be. They're trying to figure out what Nolan Smith's going to be. Is Nelson going to be good? Is Cooper Dijon going to be good? Is Carter going to be the same guy after he
is Jordan Davis going to stop eating the Zion meal plan?
Is Jordan Davis going to step up after he had a abysmal season last year? And on top of that, you got a new offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. You got to learn a new offense and defense. And we both know from experience that what's his face is not that guy who everybody
knows.
Mr. Boy Wonder, Kellen Moore. Yeah, he is not that guy. He is so. You're going to learn that bland offense. Yes, he do got a couple wrinkles, but they're, like we said, there's a lot of moving pieces with both of these teams. I think teams, it could be you never know in this division. I think everybody got better except for the Cowboys. Not saying I think the Giants are going to finish at the bottom of the barrel, even though they got a better defense than possibly the Washington. But I think that whoever wins this division, whether it's Cowboys or the Eagles, it maybe back in those days when it was like a 9. Remember, it was about the 10-6s or those 9-7.
Yeah,
this might be a 9-8, 10-7 season for either one of them to win that division. So
definitely.
Okay, I got one more before we move on to the next topic. You got the last 2, so I'm gonna hit you with this one. Over under. That's gonna be a 2-parter too. Okay. Who's gonna have the most out of these 2 players?
Okay,
so it's over under 70 catches out of Rome Odunze and Malik Neighbors. Who gonna have the most and over under, and do they get over or under 70 catches?
Romy Rome's on the Bears. I'm gonna say Romy Rome will have more catches, only because you don't know the health of Keenan Allen and what it's going to be all season long. And I feel like they're going to be a passing type of offense. They're going to throw the ball a lot. And while Neighbors will be that number 1 receiver, it'll be easier to key in and try to take him out the game. And Daniel Jones is just inconsistent. He hasn't had, even when he's had the year that they went to the playoffs, it was more so of a strong run game with Saquon. They didn't have their receivers. I don't even think their receivers, they even had a 1,000-yard receiver when they went to the playoffs. They didn't. Nope. So, yeah, I'm going to say Rome for sure.
I'm also going to say Rome, but I'm going under 70 because of all the weapons.
Oh, yeah. It's so much to get. Yeah, I forgot to think about that part. Yeah, 7. He'll probably have close to it, but not 70. Yeah, you're right.
I think he's going to be under, especially like you said, if Keenan Allen gets hurt or goes down a couple games, that might inflate his numbers and he might go over. But if everybody stays particularly healthy, you still got Rome, you got Keenan, you got DJ, you got Cole Kmet, and you got DeAndre coming out the backfield. So Caleb got a lot of people to throw to, check down to. He's got it all, you know what I mean? And for neighbors to get over 70, being the number one guy right now, and then you got Jalen Highley on the other side. They didn't do anything to protect the quarterback. They don't got an offensive line.
Right. Yeah.
So Daniel Jones again is gonna be back there running for his life. Daniel Jones is not the most accurate quarterback. So that's why I'm going with Rome as well, even though I like Malik Neighbors in that as a talent. For sure. That does it for over under. What you got for me, fam? What we doing next? Where we going?
Well, we just want to do a little well, not even a recap, because we honestly never discussed this with She Rice situation, who was in a accident speeding like a dummy, a YDD, and so he did some YDD stuff, and being as though that he's in there talking to the police and everything, he's looking at a half of a year of suspension from the league. With that being said, the Chiefs, they went out and got a wide receiver in the draft on the first round pick. But the question is that enough for them to go and three-peat?
What was the saying last year? What was everybody doing last year at the start of the year, and then in the middle of the year when the Chiefs was playing bad? They don't have a number one guy. They don't look good. This isn't a complete team. It's just a defensive team. I don't think they can get it done. Never count out Patrick Mahomes. It don't matter if he has a number one receiver. Now, listen, like I said, and we discussed on the previous episode, Hollywood Brown seemed after this happened with Rasheed, Hollywood Brown seems like a great pickup for them. But my thing is Hollywood Brown has tightened his route running up a little bit, where he can complete the route tree. But he's still another home run guy, just like Xavier Worthy was a home run guy for Texas last year. And I think that maybe they drafted Xavier to be that next Tyreek Hill. They extended Kelsey. They extended Kelsey, so Kelsey gonna be there. Kelsey always gonna be open. You know what I mean? I'm a little worried about their run game though. That's what I'm worried about. But I'm not counting out Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs three-peat. They still gonna be there at the end of the day in the playoffs. It's just all right. When they get there, can y'all beat them? So I'm not counting out Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going to say they are still able to three-peat even with the Rasheed Rice suspension. When he comes back, he'll get acclimated and he'll be right back in there.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
Right. I hear you. But I ain't going to lie to you. Chiefs do what they do. But it's a man in Joe Burrow. That man, Joe Burrow, I ain't gonna lie to you. I wasn't a believer in the beginning. I'm like, man, he had all that help on LSU. Wow. He gonna go into the league. I'm being honest. I said he had all that help. This man, he's coming back. He's gonna be healthy. We talked about how that offense is gonna be.
He's the last defense has gotten better. He's the last guy to beat them in the playoffs.
Yep. And guess what? Ain't no Snead there to guard Chase. So who's guarding Chase?
McDuffie going to take over that responsibility.
I don't think you want to give him that. So if it's a team that can take them out, because I ain't thinking about the Ravens. Ravens, y'all sold too many times on me, bro. I ain't thinking about the Ravens. If it's a team that could take them out, it is the Bengals. Anyone else? I don't think they ain't worried about nobody else. But yeah, that boy Burrow, he me business. So it all comes down to that.
I got you. How much you I agree on. I agree with what you said too. I still am not counting out Lamar either, because Derrick Henry, they got a run game. Lamar ain't gonna have to do it all by himself back there and run the ball. So I think
right. Okay. Yeah, true.
All right, man. All right, man. Close us out with this last topic, man.
Right now. What two teams can you see making the playoffs in the NFC and the AFC that did not make it last year? So as you know, every year there's always a quick overturn of different teams that make it to the playoffs. So you think that they're going to bounce back from making it last year, and it just doesn't seem to work out. Whether it's losing players, lack of chemistry, you wasn't as hot at the end of the year. Just all different facets of things. So my two teams in the NFC that I think is going to make the playoffs this year is the Falcons and the Bears.
What that say right there?
Come on, bro.
I can't see it, but it say the Falcons and the Bears too, right there.
Come on, bro.
That's crazy.
Because the second he asked me about that 10-win joint, I was like, oh, yeah. I won't say too much. I want to reveal it.
You know, I think it's crazy. When I looked at the teams, I think that's for us, it's the easy way out in this. It's they did the best in the offseason, whether it's free agency and the draft. You know what I mean? So go ahead. Go. Why do you think that though? I think I know why the Falcons.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, as you know, you brought in a vet quarterback. You got the weapons on the offense. The defense was already good, and you're in a weak division. So yeah, there's no reason why that you cannot win your division for sure.
Right.
And for the Bears, they retooled and revamped on so many levels. That division is going to be super duper tough, though. I can't deny about that. Right. But I think that they will still be able to get it done due to the fact of they got themselves a quarterback, they got themselves a run game. They addressed everything that they needed to address for sure.
I'm excited because I want to know if the Bears put Caleb Williams out there for preseason. I think he's going to need a couple games to get gelling with them receivers.
But he's so bougie, bro. Type, well, I don't need to be out there, man. I
think they
you better take your little light skin out there. Take your little light skin ass out there.
He need to learn that playbook, get that timing right with his receivers in game. I know you're gonna have DJ and Keenan play maybe in the second and third game of the preseason, maybe a couple series, maybe a quarter, maybe they play a half. You know how they like to do that last quarter, that last game. But they also get the rookies in there too. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see what they do with Caleb as far as how many reps he gets during the preseason. The Falcons, they got the best talent out there. What's Kirk going to do? You got to rely on Kirk. Is he going to make the right decisions? And if they got a good defense, the Falcons, and they're in a crappy division. Yep. So I think they did the best in the free agency and the draft. They need to win that division. There's no question they need to win the division, or we know Michael Penix Bennett Jr. going to be in there the following season, in my opinion.
For sure. Yep.
Go ahead. If we got the same teams for the AFC, I'm gonna knock you out, bro.
I already know we don't.
You know we don't. You know what's crazy? I had one team earlier, and I switched it before we got on today. Before we got on, I switched it. So I don't want to know what you got. I switched one of them.
I already know you probably had that team, and then you took that team. My team is the Jets and the Jaguars.
Oh, we got one of them in the same division.
Okay. So obviously, I see the Jets bouncing back. With Aaron Rodgers, overrated or not, I think he's still going to be able to go out here and win games. That defense is still intact. They addressed. They went and got. They already had a stout interior D line. Then you go get Hassan Reddick. He's going to tee off. They got a stout D line. They got the stout linebackers. You got your CJ Mosley. You got your secondary guys and Sauce and everyone. You got your run game strong. You got what? Who that face for? You not so don't say.
Go ahead.
Yo, no Sauce. No.
Go ahead.
No 0.5 right. No Sauce. No. Oh. Listen, but yeah, I think that they were a better. So they were a hyped up team last year with a bad O line, and then it kept getting looked over. I think that they went out and got veteran guys. They drafted young guys develop under the veteran guys, and I think that the Jets is going to make some noise. Jaguars, I feel like once again they're already a young team. They addressed a lot, got good key veteran guys on both sides of the ball. Got receiving help for my guy Sunshine. They got D line. They want drafted another D tackle to go along with that D line that they got. They got a corner. Man, yeah, I see the Jaguars. Yeah, back to the playoffs. They missed it last year. I think they go back in there.
All right. Well, you know how I feel about Mr. Aaron Rodgers, overrated Aaron Rodgers, who had all the talent when he was and only got one Super Bowl. So you already know I'm good off him. And we talked about this yesterday or the day before and a little bit today about Trevor. We talk about it every year. There's no excuses for him this year. This is the get the
100%.
bag year, get the extension and get that money year. There is no excuses for him. He needs to come out and play every freaking game and make sure the ending and the result is because of him winning and not because of them losing. He needs to make sure.
Right.
All right. He needs to do everything he needs to do to make sure they are winning in the end. And then who cares if we got to put it on the defense don't get it done. All right. You look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and say, I did what I was supposed to do.
See, I think I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you off, but I think this extra year, the game is gonna slow down more for him because I think he sees stuff and then he missees stuff and he's just making the wrong throws. It's not a throw that he can't make, it's a mental overthinking or being outsmarting himself or just
staring down receivers.
Exactly. And I think and I hope that he takes that step of understanding that, bro, this ain't college. You can't do that. And he develops into it. So we'll see.
Okay. Well, we already talked about the Bears and the Falcons. Those was my picks too for the NFC because it was easy. They didn't NFC teams, I don't think the Seahawks or the Panthers or the Vikings, et cetera, didn't do enough to put themselves over the top to make the playoffs. These is just early predictions. So my AFC teams, we talked about. There goes that man, Joey B. Gonna be healthy this year. Burton, drafted by Bama, you know what I mean? To come in for Tyler Boyd. Higgins, I think Higgins gonna sign that franchise tag. You still got Jamar Chase, and they still got their run game, that backup guy who came in for
Nixon.
For Mixon last year. He's good, and that defense is solid too. Even though that AFC North they're going to be beating up on each other all year long. I think two teams get to the playoffs there, maybe even three with the Steelers. I think the Browns take a step back. I think the Browns take a step back this year. But my other team in that division is the Indianapolis Colts. I like the Colts. I'm going to tell you who I had before that. I had the Chargers, but I say, you know what? Harbaugh is tripping. He's going to try to make it into a run first team when he got Justin Herbert. When he drafted out and then he got Ladd McConkey, who we talked about earlier. I say, you know what? Get the Chargers out of here. I'm going with the Colts. I like the Colts to be right behind the Texans because we know the Texans made that big leap last year. I still think C.J. Stroud is one of the cream of the crop. He's top 10, top 5 to 7, might be 5 to 7, 10 quarterbacks in the league already as a young quarterback.
And he keep cooking Micah on TV right now.
Definitely. Killing Mike. So I think the coach is going to step in there. Like we said, Donnie Mitchell on the other side of Michael Pittman. You still got Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. You still got Quentin Nelson, the anchor of that offensive line. That defensive line with Eric Armstead. And adding the other guy from the Niners this past offseason, the D tackle. Oh my gosh, why am I tripping right now, man? We was talking about him during the draft last week. I forget, but their defense is average, but they can get the job done. And I think Richard coming back and already seeing some videos of him in the offseason, he's putting in the work to come back to have a good season and not have that sophomore slump season. So I think the Colts gonna be right there with the Texans, maybe be that second team in that division to sneak in there.
I like it. I like it. We'll see. It's gonna be a dogfight, and it all comes down to how that schedule played out too. We got a lot of cross country games and everything like that. Just the NFL is doing a whole lot right now.
For
Black
sure.
Friday games, now the Christmas games. Like they doing a whole lot. They just want to get the
playing
bag
over
in
in
each
Brazil and all that. So.
But yeah, that's all about everything for tonight. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. It's your boy Rock Tweezy, my guy KG. We'll see you for another episode.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. This is Real Talk Football. We out of here. We going to see y'all next week when we get into more Real Talk Football and get it into the draft pick. And guess what? Them rookie camps already started, so we gonna see who's hopping and who's on the field balling in those first this first week of rookie.
That's right.
Camp. Love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, like and subscribe, and you know you gotta share. Love y'all.
Peace. Yes, sir. Peace out, bro. Be safe.